when my parents started getting older, even the smallest tasks around the house began to wear them down. Walking from one room to another was tiring. Cleaning became a chore in itself, and the upkeep of the home they had lived in for decades felt heavier with each passing day. After much discussion, they made a choice that neither my brother nor I wanted to hear. They were going to sell the farmhouse and find somewhere more suited for their needs in old age. We both wanted to protest. That creaky old house had been the backdrop of our entire childhood. Holidays there weren't just family gatherings, they were traditions, complete with the smells, the sounds, and the feeling of coming back to a place where every inch was familiar. It was hard to imagine returning for Christmas or Thanksgiving and not finding Mom and Dad waiting at the door, smiling, ready to welcome us inside. They could see how reluctant we were. So before the sale went through, they planned something special. One last family dinner in the house we grew up in. The idea was simple: a warm meal together, a movie afterward, and a final photograph taken in front of the old place. My brother booked a plane ticket. I promised to pick him up from the airport, and for the last time, we made that familiar trip to our childhood home. It's strange how a place can hold so many pieces of you. The moment I stepped inside, I could smell the faint, comforting aroma of the house. In the kitchen, I could hear the clink of pots and pans as Mom prepared dinner, with Dad occasionally chiming in with playful complaints. The walls, the furniture, even the way the light fell across the floor, it was all exactly as I remembered. I passed my brother on the couch, where he was scratching the family cat under its chin, and headed into the kitchen to offer Mom a hand. She smiled and asked if I could run down to the cellar to grab a can of chicken broth. I was halfway to the door when she stopped me. Her expression shifted into one I knew well from my childhood, part seriousness, part warning, and, she said, greater than "don't forget the 5-second rule." That phrase hit me with a wave of nostalgia. Growing up, we'd heard it every single time before going into the cellar. The rule was simple: turn on the bare bulb hanging from the center of the ceiling when you entered, and when you left, you had exactly 5 seconds to make it to the top of the stairs after turning the light off. They never told us why. The rule existed, and as kids, we didn't really care to ask. Years passed, and the rule never changed, even though we rarely had to go down there. The cellar wasn't exactly an inviting place. It was damp and dim, with a few garden tools, cleaning supplies, and a small stash of canned goods. There was nothing about it that made you want to linger. Looking back, I figured my parents made up the rule to keep us from playing down there. The mystery of it worked. As children, our imaginations filled in the blanks. I opened the cellar door and began descending the steep, creaking wooden stairs. The light from the kitchen faded quickly, leaving only the shadowed steps in front of me. I reached the center of the room and gave the hanging chain a pull. The bulb flickered to life, bathing the space in a weak yellow glow. The cellar had always felt strange. The air was stale, almost as though it had been sealed for decades, and the concrete walls seemed to press in tighter the longer you stayed. Against the far wall stood a tall, off-white cabinet where Mom kept canned goods she didn't use often. To its right was a fortress of cardboard boxes, stacked high, some sealed shut for years. When we were kids, one of us always went down with the other, never alone. Whoever wasn't fetching the item acted as lookout, scanning every dark corner. I usually kept my eyes on those stacked boxes, praying nothing shifted between them. My brother, on the other hand, always kept watch on the stairs, as if something might come crawling up from the darkness below. I crouched at the cabinet, digging through the shelves until I found the chicken broth tucked in the very back. As soon as I turned around, the light went out. 5. My mind began counting instantly. In the darkness, every sound felt sharper. Behind me, something rustled among the boxes. 4. I felt a faint tug on my sleeve, so soft I almost thought I imagined it. 3. The tug became a sudden pull, yanking me backward. My pulse surged, and my breath caught in my throat. I jerked my arm free, stumbling forward in the dark. Two. The bulb flared back to life. My brother's face appeared from behind the boxers, wearing a mischievous grin. "Boo," he said, relief mixed with irritation. I let out a shaky laugh, then told him off, but he was too busy laughing at my reaction. We climbed the stairs together, neither of us switching the light off. At the top, he slid the bolt into place, locking the cellar door. I didn't even question why the lock was on the outside. Back in the kitchen, he started telling Mom how easily he'd scared me. I argued back, saying he'd grabbed me from behind the boxers, but he shook his head, still smiling. "I didn't touch you," he said, double quotes. "Yes, you did. You were right there." "No," he replied, his tone suddenly serious. I turned off the light. That's all. We stared at each other, the room heavy with silence. Even Mom's face had lost its easy smile. After dinner, we took the last family photo in front of the house. My brother caught his flight the next morning, and I made the long drive back to my own place. The house sold not long after, and every now and then, I wonder, did my parents tell the new owners about the 5-second rule? To enjoy more content, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel.